When I met him for the first time only, I knew I wanted to marry him. I remember on that first date, I told him, I want to get married next year. And he was like shocked. He was like, what is this girl talking about? Like, she is batshit crazy. I think our love language is prose and poetry. My love language is my dancing. I know about 3 kind of egg curry. One is the normal tomato and pyaz one. One is a chili, egg chili.
Okay.
Like, it's slightly Chinese. Third one will be egg posto. She eats a lot and she loves desserts. By the way, yes.
Okay.
Like, she can outdo me. I have included lots and lots and lots of skincare and multivitamins and water in my regime, because early on in your 20s you don't think about all that, and suddenly you're like, okay, now I need to start. I've always heard that I'm not like the best looking person in a room. So I really felt like my life was over. Nobody really saw me during that time. And then immediately after, I think I did Nagil. I used to eat very, very large quantities. That was my problem, I realized. So I stopped that, because your body doesn't need so much food also. At the time when I lost my father, which was 11, almost 12 years back now, I was feeling this vacuum, this void, and feeling this sinking feeling inside that was not going away, no matter where you take me. First of all, I'd like to tell everybody, like, do not get anxious about it. Little bit of discipline. In fact, when you stress more, now you'll put on more.
As you can see, I'm at GG Mumbai today to welcome a very special guest for our brunch with Bubble. Now, if you need to find out who that person is, follow me. I don't think we need any Brahmastra to identify the guest we have with us for brunch with Bubble today, because she's none other than the one. I think she's slithering your way to the heart if Nagin little snip don't makes any sense. But welcome, Moni Roy, to Bollywood Bubble.
Thank you so much, Ankita. It is lovely being here today, and there was some introduction, so thank you.
I thought that I'll catch up with you over food, considering that everyone is always keen to know कि Moni looks so fit. खाती क्या है Moni?
मैं सब कुछ खाती हूँ, but I do believe in like a balanced diet, and I like my mom used to say when we were little kids that all your nutrition should come from your food. Like,
yes.
Rice is your good carbs, and sweet potatoes are your good carbs. Dal is protein, eggs is protein, sags are iron. So I try and have, even though I think multivitamins are very important, I think a hearty home cooked meal is the one thing I'm always craving for.
So we can say that Moni is like the person who has food for thought. That kind of?
No, not really. I wish that was true. I love my vada paos and samosa and spicy food and my achars. I love pickles. I love avakai. But yes, I think one good thing that's not included in my diet is sugar. I hate sugar, and that's not like out of choice. It's not like I do not eat desserts because I want to stay fit. I just don't like the taste of it.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's such a blessing, no?
I think all the girls out there are like so jealous if we could hate desserts as much as we love them. But before I take you on the food journey with Moni, tell me what you would like to eat so we can begin our
anything
brunch.
Vegetarian. So I'm an eggitarian.
Oh, so is that always been you been vegetarian or?
Yeah. So basically, see, I'm a Bengali.
I
So
was
I
coming to that.
don't have a problem like eating from your plate if you're having a non-veg dish, or I don't have a problem with non-veg. It's not like a religious thing, but my mother used to try and force feed me as a little kid, and it used to feel squirmish in my mouth. So I never kind of took to the taste of meat. It's a childhood thing, I think.
That's surprising.
What are you having?
I think whatever you will have, because if goes by me, मैं तो interview के बीच में कुछ खा ही ना पाऊँ. The anxiety of it is like no.
No, we'll have fun. We'll not treat it as an interview. We'll just treat it as two friends having a conversation.
Then
okay?
I think I'll let Moni today pick the menu for me.
Oh my God, I'm the worst. I follow, like I'm always giving it to my best friend or my husband, and I say, choose it for me.
Same as
choose
me.
it for me.
I cannot order to save
And
my
if they order wrong, I'm like, you don't even know me that much to know that I wouldn't like it.
I think I'm going to keep it easy. Whatever Moni is going to place the order is going to be on my plate. Let's find out what she's ordered for us. Let's do that.
I can see it's all my favorite things coming on the table. Really looking forward.
Well, so are we, because I think I'm going to try something new as well with you.
Nice. Yum. We'll have 2 bowls also.
Sure.
Truffle fries?
Yeah, these are truffle.
Keep everything in the middle, so both of us have an access to it.
Spicy garlic.
Yay!
Yes.
And keep those going.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank you so much. Looks like we have some feast going on here. Tell me something, Moni. Why do you think that the generation, at least we are in today, or maybe इससे पहले भी जब हम भी बड़े हो रहे थे, everyone used to equate food with weight. What kind of myth is that? कि ज़्यादा खाओगे?
I think it's going away now.
Yep.
So I think a decade back, like 10, 15 years back, there was just a lot of diets that were coming out that you have to do this thing in 7 days or just eat cheese, butter and protein. I'm not naming any diets because I don't want to look down upon anything, but too many fad diets were there.
Exactly.
I think it was ignorance. It was lack of knowledge. And I think slowly as we progress, we realize that food, you actually need food. You need the carbs. Like you literally put me, I have also done all those things because I was sick once and this was about, I don't know, 7, 8 years back. I was sick once and I was on a lot of pills, painkillers. I had my L4, L5 and a slip disc degeneration and a calcium stone in my elbow I had. So I was completely like bedridden for 3 months. So after those 3 months, I'd put on so much. I'd put on almost close to 30 kgs.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I really felt like my life was over. Nobody really saw me during that time. And then immediately after, I think I did Nagin.
Oh, that
So
was the
that
phase
was
when
the
you were
phase,
literally not
yeah,
in the limelight.
not in the limelight at all. And so I was like, how am I going to lose it? You leave the carbs and it's probably quick. But also when I stopped the medicines, half of the water weight went away anyway. Like, I lost a few kgs like that. But I realized what an unhealthy way it is to lose weight when you stop eating food. I used to do these juices for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and I'd just be cranky and like really, really in a horrible mood, not feeling like talking to anyone, very snappy. Then I realized, no, Baba, I need my food. So what I started doing was like I used to eat very, very large quantities. That was my problem, I realized. So now my quantity is not as big. It's normal. It's like how, but otherwise I could eat food for like 3 people in one time.
I will take a plus
So-
one here. So, okay.
So I stopped that because your body doesn't need so much food also. So I went to a nutritionist and she really, really helped me out. She gave me these cups where I could measure and like put this much chawal, that much dal. It was wholesome.
Wholesome.
I could have like 6 meals, different kind of meals. And I slowly did lose the weight with lots of yoga and exercise also, to be honest. But food is the main thing.
Food. मैं समझ ये प्यार वाली कहानी ना खाने से चलती है ये इनका रास्ता दिल का पेट से ही जा रहा है
Of course.
So are you telling me that your husband actually wooed you over this one of those wonderful dinner dates? Food dates, no dinner dates. I would say food
Not
dates.
really.
No?
Not really. I think when I met him for the first time only, I knew I wanted to marry him.
Excuse me?
There was a lot of food involved. We ate, but like I knew it. And I remember on that first date, I told him, I want to get married next year. And he was like shocked. He was like, what is this girl talking about? Like she is batshit crazy. But he did take me out on a second and a third and a fourth date. So.
So what's the food language of you to people? People have love language. What's your guys' food language? What's your comfort food like?
Both our comfort food are truffle fries, but his and mine food choices are very different. I like very, very native Bengali home cooked meals. He likes continental. He has a lot of those grilled and he eats chicken, mutton, everything. He's a non-vegetarian. So our food, I think our love language is prose and poetry. My love language is my dancing. And so, yeah, food, but I think it holds a very, very important place in our life because our date nights do not need to be in a restaurant. Like sometimes I can cook and sometimes he doesn't know how to cook at all. So I was saying we can cook, but sometimes I'd cook or, we would order in or we'd get our cook to make something that both of us really, really enjoy having. So yeah, those are our date nights at home.
Cute. Eat something, then we'll progress with the conversation. Are you the kind of person जब हम खाना बहुत सारा order कर देते हैं restaurant में, you tell them to pack it? I'll take it.
Always. I hate wasting food. Hate it. Give it to someone, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's your favorite food, no? I to feel like having the same thing after 2 hours. And I'm like, shit, I should have gotten it. You know, sometimes when you forget,
It does happen.
after packing also, if you forget and then you go home and he's like, where is my package?
Can I like have a redo?
Hmm.
So what's your go-to recipe? बहुत भूख लगी है and Moni's raiding the kitchen and she wants to cook something quickly. What it would be?
Egg curry. Egg curry and rice.
Wow.
Rice will always be there. I know some 6-7 kind of egg curries because I'm an vegetarian. And I'm a Bengali. Yeah.
We soon, hopefully, in future, will do a cooking class with Moni where she's actually going to teach me because I only know one egg curry throughout my life. So
Really?
this is
I'll
fascinating.
teach you.
Lovely.
Yeah. I mean, different kind of eggs. I know about 3 kind of egg curry. One is the normal tomato and pyaz one.
Huh.
One is a chili, egg chili.
Okay.
Like it's slightly Chinese. Yeah.
Indian Chinese.
Indian Chinese. That's why I wasn't saying Chinese. And the third one will be egg posto. You know,
Oh,
posto, aloo posto?
Yes.
Egg posto. It's amazing. That this I learned from this friend of mine in Kolkata. I ate at her house once, and I was like, "What is this?" So her cook gave me the recipe.
Wow.
So since then, it's been made at home. Fried eggs, omelette, like the Bengali egg roll.
Oh yes.
So yeah, all
Very
those
yum.
things I know how to make, and 2-3 more.
Moni, you're in a business where mindful eating also is equated and you also propagate for a healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
As we were discussing, we normally हम बोल देते हैं weight and food and everything comes together, but I think they don't. There are too many dimensions to have a healthy lifestyle. One of them being is you are, I think, the kind of person who really is into meditation, into yoga. How you divert from that?
It's really easy though, you know. I don't, first of all, I'd like to tell everybody, like, do not get anxious about it. Do not psych yourself overthinking, oh, I need to eat healthy, I need to exercise, this is the time I would need to do that. No, little bit of discipline. In fact, when you stress more, now you'll put on more. That's one thing. So do what you need to do and start. Like for meditation, this, I have experienced this in my life, with me personally. There was a huge difference in me from when I started meditating because I couldn't even sit in meditation for 5 minutes. From then to after a year of that, I was meditating for an hour and a half.
Wow.
It's just practice. Just start. Start with 5 minutes. When you shut your eyes and you'll feel like opening it and you'll have all these thoughts. So you tell your mind, you ask yourself, do I really need to think about this right now? The answer will always be no. And go back to your breathing. Only do it for 5 minutes. Don't stress yourself out. Don't say. About exercise, I do not exercise a lot. I exercise for 45 minutes. The day I'm very scrunched on time, I'd exercise for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But something is always better than nothing.
Exactly.
So instead of cancelling, like I am one person who I'm very lazy. I hate moving. I do it because I have to do it. But you have to know that it's really good for me. And also I'm a foodie. So I do half the stuff so that I can eat. So that's something I'm not ready to. You have to decide what are you ready to sacrifice with. Are you going to be so healthy with your food items and like you will never have a samosa or a vada pav or like
ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कि
kachori?
कभी कुछ बिल्कुल ही नहीं खाया इतने सालों से.
No, there is nothing. People, there was one time, I think a couple of months back, especially this year, you know, you go on like these New Year holidays and you come back. Jan Feb is very difficult to stop eating rubbish every single day. Like you feel hungry at 11 at night.
Diwali parties also for that.
Diwali parties also. But Diwali I get saved because I don't like meetha.
Arey.
So my thing is only food. But this New Year holiday, when you go out of country or out of town and you're like on a binge fest, you're like calorie fest, you don't have to like show up on camera looking like really fit. Then I let go. I'm like, okay, fine. Every day I'm like eating pizza, pasta, whatever I can find, whatever is my soul food at that point of time.
You've been working for so long and
Yeah.
you work with some of great people across TV to films. Has there been a foodie as competitive as you? Because now I can sense you love your meals. Like कोई ऐसा है जो इतने प्यार करता है खाने से, somebody who's got food to sets and you
Not co-star. I'm going to talk about all my best friends.
Huh?
Like whether it's Rupali or Anisha, it's a fight. It's like, do not take from my plate. Disha also, she eats a lot
Are we talking about?
and she loves desserts.
Are we
By the way,
talking about Disha?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll only say that much. So she loves food. Like she can outdo me in terms of the quantity. You have
Where
to see
does
her-
it go?
She
Oh,
works
yeah,
out.
she works out like a
diff-
beast, man. She's-
No, not just that. She does different. next level of healthy living. So let's not go there. This
Let's
is
not
one
go-
conversation you should have with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it suddenly is giving me complex, guys. I'm happy this way. When you're also with yoga and meditation, when I was reading about you, you found this deep-rooted love for spirituality.
Yeah.
Your relation with that. Tell me something about that.
I think it started with me being very religious since childhood. I was always a Shiv Bhakt, and I feel somewhere in my life, Shivji connected me to Krishna, and then that's how I started reading the Bhagavad Gita. At the time when I lost my father, which was 11, almost 12 years back now, so that's when I realized that I was feeling this vacuum, this void, and feeling this sinking feeling inside that was not going away. No matter where you take me to Himachal, Kashmir, London, home, Bombay, on a set, dancing, it was just not going away. So I realized there's nothing outer that I can do or reach out to that I can achieve this, the kind of peace that I was looking for. So it had something to do. So it started with that search, I think. My love, like me being spiritual. And to me, like for me, it was just very important to have that sense of tehrav, that calm, where I wasn't, my mind wasn't like so bizarre that it would run on any direction. I'd start feeling bad with the smallest of things. Everything would hurt me. Everything was a problem. The world wasn't such a nice place, and I'm a very happy-go-lucky person. So I was missing that person myself. So I started with reading because that was my go-to. I have always been a reader. So I started with actually rereading my favorite book, Autobiography of a Yogi. And then I was like, I want to know more.
Please.
No, I'm fine. Okay.
Yeah, I suddenly realized we will keep on talking. Our food will just like stay here.
Then there's this book called The Power of Now, Mastery of Love, 4 Amendments of Life. There's so on and so forth. So I read. Then I've always chanted since childhood. So I increased the number.
Nice.
Bhagavad Gita is a yantra. I tell everybody it's not a book, it's a yantra.
It's a yantra. I agree, because we have been told to, I remember from the age of 6 or 7, before going to school, every day 1 page of Bhagavad Gita was a must. Until 10th
That's lovely.
standard, that practice never stopped in our house, no matter what.
That's lovely. So that really helped me. And yeah, then I started my meditation journey. I remember 3-4 years back, that was the first time I went to Sadhguru's ashram as
Yes.
well. Then I did the inner engineering course. I fell so much in love with the ashram. I used to just go there 3-4 times a year. And then next year I did the Shunya
Oh, wow.
Kriya. Yeah. So I think it's about then for a year I just used to love sitting in meditation. But then that lessened because I got very busy at work, and then I could hardly meditate for 15-20 minutes. You know, that's when the stress comes in. Oh my God, I'm not putting in enough work.
Enough work.
And then through experience only I learned something is better than nothing. Do your best and leave the rest to God. That's all.
I think sometimes, as you said, we just need to start. We
You
somehow
just
don't
need to start. Yeah.
We always just get lost in this entire hustle bustle, and we just put so much pressure on ourselves. You as an artist who's always in the public eye, who's always under the flash bulbs, how do you deal pressure, Moni? Because
Honestly, you may feel like, you know, I may seem like a very, very talkative person, but I have like huge social anxiety. So half the times I'd avoid going somewhere if I absolutely can. I only like to hang out with my best friends. And when you talk about pressure, I don't feel so pressurized because I take work as work. And once that work is over, I am in my personal space doing my own things. I treat life as life. I want to lead a very good life. I'm a very, very normal person. I have very normal people around me, grounding me all the time. And they are my biggest cheerleaders and my biggest critics. I come from a normal middle class family from Kuch Bihar, and I have not forgotten the first day I arrived in Mumbai and the girl I was then. So I think it's actually very easy. If you're actually very normal, it's very, very easy. If you don't get lost in the Maya, as you say, then it's very easy. Then you do what you want to do. I think simple living is the best living. It's not like I'm not ambitious or I'm not greedy. I want to do good work. I want to do great work. I want to do more diversified roles. I think I'm a versatile actor and I can do a lot more. But do I really have to be so stressed about it? I think those days are gone. I think my marriage has also humbled me and calmed me a lot. One thing Suraj told me very initially in our relationship, and you know, I was complaining about something and I was like, oh, this is not happening and that is not happening, and I was shortlisted for this and I was thrown out of this project last minute. I was very upset. He just told me one thing. You know, Moni, how big the world is. How many different professions are there in the world? How many different cultures and languages and different kind of people? And all you're concerned about is Bandra Bollywood and Mumbai Bandra and Bollywood. So I looked, I was crying,
Bandra,
and
Bollywood.
suddenly something, I was like, yes, I want to live a good life. I want to give time to my work, to my family. I want to do it all, but I want to do it all in peace. I don't want to be that hyper. You know, whatever is destined for you will never evade you or
It will
go
come to
away.
you.
It will come to you.
But it will
So-
come at its own sweet time.
Always.
Sometimes I think we run a little too fast in chasing something which is not the right time for us.
That, and also we have to understand, you know, like I understand every profession is very different. But we are in a very difficult industry. Everybody who chooses to be in this industry, it can be anybody. We know that we are doing this because we absolutely love doing it. And so when the struggle comes, you have to have the courage and the patience to like go through it, to tell yourself that it's okay. Every day is not going to be the same. Some you'll win, some you'll lose, but it's fine. And not let the normalcy of your life go. Otherwise, you'll become a crazy person.
You will eventually. Now, with all the stress, when you try to evade it and you try to park it out, how, because as I said, you are in front of camera, how do you take care of this lovely skin? Because I think you're aging in reverse. I'm just saying it on the camera. Something is just not fitting in right. It's literally aging in reverse. How does Moni look
If
the
you
way
if
she
you saw my
is?
mom, you would not ask me this question. If you saw everybody in my family, it's just genes. I swear to God. Also, I have included lots and lots of skincare and multivitamins and water in my regime, because early on in your 20s, you don't think about all that, and suddenly you're like, okay, now I need to start. So you have to, what you take care of will always bloom. What you leave ignored will die and douse.
Moni, when you come in this profession, because you started so young, and that's one of the most sensitive ages to be in front of camera and dealing with all the media scrutiny, you evolve, your body evolves, and so do maybe the way we dress, the way we talk. But when people somewhat around our peers also try to body shame us, they try to pinpoint, how do you deal with that? Because it can be, I find it,
Okay,
even at
so
my age
initially,
also
I'll be
unnerving.
very honest. When I started and people used to talk, I've always heard, I've always known that I'm not like the best looking person in a room. And I've always been okay with it. But when I came to Bombay, it was somehow a problem to look different, to not look like the quintessential heroine.
Yeah,
you know what I
I don't
mean?
even know what quintessential heroine
No,
is for
I
that
don't. I
matter.
have understood all that now. But as a young girl of 19, then it was very difficult. I used to
Yeah,
cry a lot
you're a
when I used to go
child.
home. And I used to be like, oh my God, they talk like, so many people have, like, I've overheard people talking in the room about myself. Yeah. Initially, when I started, like my first 2-3 years, in terms of how I looked and felt, I'd suddenly, and I never was. You know, a girl who is from Kuch Bihar, and I felt like we grew up in such simplicity and innocence. We were not dubious, and there was no materialistic agendas. I knew that I had to study. I did my English honors from Miranda House. Then I did my MA in Mass Comm from Jamia. I came from a very different background and world. And when I came here, and suddenly I didn't know anything about hair or makeup or how to present yourself. I only was me. But thankfully, I was very observant. I think God has given me that buddhi to finally overcome it and be like, people will say what they have to say. You have to give yourself love, because self-love is the start point of everything that you do in your life. If you give yourself love, only then you can give it to others, and only then you can, like, even learn, you know. Because if I'm in a constant state of victimizing myself and feeling sympathy for myself, I wouldn't be able to do my work very well, because I wouldn't be 100% present in what I'm doing at that moment. So slowly, steadily, and like I said, with my spiritual journey also going ahead, I finally found some semblance of peace.
And I think anyone who's watching this will also understand that it's very easy to pull somebody down on the way they look. Technically, I don't understand what is a good looking or a bad looking.
Me neither. No.
You look a certain way because God has made you that way.
Yeah.
So who am I to tell you that you don't look good? Or
Yeah.
I don't. But also adding to that, because I want to do it a little cute thing here for you.
Okay.
You also are always lauded for your fashion choices. I mean, then how that girl, the 19-year-old girl who was at that time battling self-doubt, is now one of the most well-dressed people we have on the block. I mean, just look at your wardrobe choices, man. You're always on the fashion pages. How
Thank you
manage
so
that?
much. I like I said, I observe a lot and I'm good with adapting. So, and I also feel like change is the only constant. Also, where I come from, Kuch Bihar, Maharani Gayatri Devi and her mum was Maharani, what Raje? I've forgotten her name. So,
Vasundhara Raje.
Vasundhara Raje, yeah. So Maharani Gayatri, I have always seen them in tabloid pages, those old Bengali newspapers and English newspapers. I remember, again, I have forgotten which one it was, but it used to come to Telegraph. You are superb, girl. So it used to come one day later because it used to come from Kolkata to Kuch Bihar. So I used to go through those pages. So I had a certain sense in my head. I think neither did we have the money at that point of time or the availability of things to actually imply that. I've always liked like a European kind of style of dressing. So as I grew up and as I started earning myself, I started indulging in it. Also nowadays it has become very easy for all of us, to be honest, because of all our stylist friends.
Yeah.
So you can, even when I'm in
But
doubt
still,
for
I
a...
have seen, but you have a quintessential style. If I have to go, I have to break down the style. I love your quirky booth situation is always there. There's always a handbag situation with you. I always find them immaculate and prim and proper. And
Thank you so much.
That's what at least I have observed about
That's
you.
I truly believe you be you. You do you. Like, you know, style to me is very personal. So I wear, no matter what, who says, I'll only wear the things that I want to wear.
But thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for taking out time and wishing you all the best. It means a lot. I know आज आपको थोड़े से
नहीं, कुछ नहीं करा. But thank you so much for having me here. It really was an unexpectedly good conversation.
I think you drove the conversation. I'm giving the credit to you. There are very few interviews where I think my team can back up. I don't talk. This was one interview where I was like, I am going to sit because Moni is taking the front seat here.
Oh, no, thank you. It was lovely meeting you. Wish you
for
all the
doing
best
this.
as well.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Moni Roy and you're watching me on Brunch with Bubble.